Welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Scoop Coaches Show. I'm Kugath, and this is my old faithful Pope Ted Hammond here with us today. Ted, how you doing?
I got to explain this hat here, real quick. When the Pope left, he's looking for somebody he's deserving. He's going to leave a gift for, and he looked me up and he said, "Hey, I want you to have this papal hat here," he said, and maybe it'll help you guys out in a little bit of your football. I said, "Okay, sounds good." Didn't help us out in basketball. Okay, because we haven't been there yet.
Never turned down a gift from the
Pope.
No,
Boy.
Can't hurt.
And then that blessing really felt good too.
Well, let's get into football, Teddy.
Okay.
And last week we had 3 of the 4 winning again, and those 3 are all having great seasons. Of course, we got to start out with the Waterville, Elysian, Morristown Buccaneers. John Bakken's crew 7-0 for the year. They defeated GFW 52-15, and I think I read they had like 3 defensive touchdowns this week.
That's what I read. One of them was Zach Olson, a big basketball player, and he's a pretty darn good football player too.
Yep.
Yeah, 52. That reminds me of my 52 Chev I used to have. Yeah, you ever have one?
Nope.
No. Okay, that's how I learned how to drive a stick with my 52.
You are old, aren't you?
Yep.
My first one was a '67 Mustang.
Oh man, I wish I was you.
The Bucks, as we mentioned, 7-0. And they're 1 win away from a perfect regular season. They'll have a good test their final week of the season. Mayor Lutheran comes to town. They are 5-2, and I think their only losses are to NRHEG and Maple River. So that
you see the Maple River one?
Yeah.
A Hail Mary at the end?
23-21.
Yep. Donnybrook.
So, Wags, Bach, keep it going. We're looking for an 8-0 season heading into the playoffs.
Take out those Lutherans, okay?
NRHEG, Dan Storkey's crew. They defeated Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial 24-6. The Panthers are 6-1, and as we've mentioned in previous weeks, Teddy, they may be the surprise team of the area because they were kind of an unknown coming in.
I'd say they are the surprise of the area.
Yeah.
By far.
Defeated Lake Crystal, as we mentioned. Great game coming up, probably the game of the area this week. Maple River and NRHEG, both 6-1 teams, will square off in New Richland Friday.
Sounds good to me.
That'll be a good one.
Go down there by Trappers Lanes.
Yep. The Waseca Blue Jays, 6-1 on the year. They crushed Worthington 45-13, we've been informed.
Well, that's what I thought. I was on the sidelines.
We trust you, Teddy.
Okay.
Blue Jays got off to a great start once again. The running game was, it's good things and bad thing. The good thing is everybody gets in a game like that. The bad thing is when you had kids like Jack Milbrett and Nick Dufault, who could have probably both rushed for 300 yards. They don't get to carry the ball in the second half. Jack finished with over 200 yards in 10 carries, and Nick had about 181 in 10 carries. So, my goodness, they just romped at will, didn't they?
Well, they did, and we did the right thing by subbing in like that.
Well, yeah, I'm not questioning that. No. It's just, a kid could really have a banner day. And
well, I don't know if you saw in the when we went for 2 on our second touchdown, and Mildred got cut down by that number 44.
Yep.
Well, he had just had 14 tackles the week before. When he got up, he didn't know where he was. I mean, he was in La La Land. And when he went out of the game, then I said, "Oh my goodness, we think that nobody could bring anybody down after that." So it was kind of bittersweet, but I got to know the trainer from Worthington. The guy used to be the trainer for the Houston Oilers in the NFL.
Oh, wow.
I know, and I was going to say, "What are you doing here in Worthington?" But I didn't. But the guy was so professional. He come over. We had a knee injury. We had an ACL sprain. He said, "I'm going by this guy." And then he came over, and we had a finger out of place. That was kind of cool to watch. Ryan Buckley came running down to get that one. So, the trainer from Worthington was pretty busy with it. We're laying some licks on him.
The defense, once again, was very good. Boy, your linebackers, when they Eric Teeters has them blitzing often, and you can just see Milbrett and Cyrus, their eyes light up, and they're jumping into that line ready to come on every play, aren't
you have
they?
to watch them wipe the drool off their mouth as they're just waiting to get in there. And I have to tell you what, all the way down to the freshman level, we got linebackers galore. We might have to go to 34 next year on defense because we got so many linebackers.
And we thought, we gave on the radio the player of the game to Jake Walter. I thought he had his really first good game of the year. He caught his first pass of the season for a touchdown.
Yep.
I mean, he caught his first pass. It was for a touchdown. And he had 14 tackles.
We caught crap on a touchdown pass from the Worthington coaches. Oh, nice call, coach. And holy cow, it was not a good night for their coaching staff.
But the Jays looking good again. Another bad part is I'm sure we want to work on the passing game, but we get in front so big so early. That's the problem you run into. Even the few times you want to throw, then they're, pour it on.
Yeah. Well, we have got a devastating screen if we could just complete the pass.
Yeah.
Because here's Jack sitting there with three
guys in front.
Oh, man, just an encore, with a convoy, I guess they got it. But we can't complete that doggone thing. And it's not that tough a pass, but it's just timing.
Yep. I thought that Nick might have thrown his best pass of the year, that about 30, 35-yarder into the left corner of the end zone that the guy just flicked away at the last minute.
Yeah.
But that looked perfect, tight spiral, and right on the money. That might have been his best pass all season.
And Volkmar's one of our top receivers.
Yeah.
So, that was a nice pass.
So the Jays climb to 6-1. They will close at home on Friday. Fairmont comes to town, and Fairmont is 5-2 this year.
Yes, they are. We can't overlook them at all.
Nope, you got to play that one.
Yep.
That's kind of, I told Don of the old SCC teams.
Yeah.
That's kind of our biggest rivalry, isn't it?
Mahoney and Gilbertson.
Yeah.
Yep. That was big time.
Yep.
And then Mahoney, now his son he's the coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, he's JD, I know that.
Yep.
Okay.
And JWP, bad luck continues. The Bulldogs, Joe Joyce's crew, 1-6 for the year. They lost to Kenyon, a team that has only lost one game all season, 28-6. And the Tom Gannon bubble even got burst. Teddy, 26 carries, 45 yards. I think the Bulldogs only had 32 net yards on the ground.
Yep.
Evidently a pretty good defense by Kenyon.
Well, you shut down Gannon, you shut down the offense, basically. And then the injury bug has really hit them for JWP. And let's see what we can do. Still 1-6 and maybe go 2 and get a little momentum going for the playoffs.
JWP will be on the road, the only team of the 4 on the road. Friday they travel to Mankato, Loyola. Loyola started the year with 3 straight wins. They've now lost 4 straight.
Yep, be a good game.
Yep,
okay. You always want to beat the Catholics. Always want to beat them.
Yep, you bet. Okay. So another good week for the area football teams, and hard to believe, but this is the final week of the regular season coming up this Friday.
I tell you what, the mosquitoes weren't bad on the sideline on Friday.
Not at all.
So at least we're down to where the mosquitoes are dying off. Jeez.
Looking at the area volleyball teams, Teddy.
Okay, let's look at them.
Waterville, Elysian, Morristown, Crystal Lamont's team, 18-3 for the season. Having a fabulous year. They beat St. Peter and NRHEG during the week. Tuesday, they have LeSueur Henderson coming to town.
That'll be a good one.
Yep. And you kind of see the same names every week for Waterville, don't you?
Yep.
A Kendall, a Mossberg,
and
a Harmon.
Yep. Ray, was it Ray Sean?
Yeah, something like that.
Geez, Harms,
Name given an easier press name.
Could you? Yeah.
18-3 though for Waterville, Elysian, Morristown. They've won over 20 each of the last 2 years, and it looks like they will again this year.
I would hang my hat on that, baby.
Waseca had a good week, Teddy, on the volleyball court. Came in with just 1 win. They defeated Blue Earth and New Ulm both in 5 games.
Yep.
To improve to 3-8 for the season.
Well,
so maybe coming a little bit.
Well, it was the St. Peter one. They're down 0-2, right?
Yep.
And won the last 3.
Yep.
That's encouraging. That was on the road, wasn't it?
Yep.
Or was it at home?
Let's see. Yeah, I think St. Peter was on the road to Ulm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. One way or the other.
Well, yeah, they talked about an 8th grade, not an 8th grader. What's her name? Madison Galoff had 22 service points.
Well, we saw her last winter in basketball as an 8th grader, and she was definitely deserving to be on the court. And now she's a freshman. I'm sure she'll be very prominent this winter again.
I would guess
Joni
so. Yep.
Waseca 3-8. Tuesday, St. Peter comes to town. NRHEG, the Panthers 11-9 this season so far. They lost to USC. They lost to Waterville, Elysian, Morristown. Then they went to the Blue Earth tournament yesterday. They won 4 straight matches before losing in the championship, Teddy. Yep. So they are 11-9 overall. But they have a week to get ready for Faribault BA next Friday.
Roll. Yeah.
Can anybody stop the Bethlehem Academy Cardinals this year?
Well, we'll find out.
Boy, that's just kind of automatic,
I was
isn't
going to
it?
say if I was a betting person.
Yeah. You wouldn't bet against them, would you? And JWP volleyball team, they are now 6-9 overall. They lost to Triton, they defeated Maple River, and they lost to Nicollet during the week. So only a 1-2 week for the Bulldogs. 6-9 for the season. They have Alden Conger coming to town Monday.
The money's on the Bulldogs.
Okay. Soccer teams. The Waseca boys having another great year. In soccer, they are 9 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. They defeated Worthington and Jordan during the week, Teddy, and they scored 15 goals against Jordan.
God.
15. That's like you guys scoring 75 in football.
Isn't that something?
Unbelievable. Tuesday, Monday, they have Rochester Lourdes coming to town. I'm sure that'll be a good game because Lourdes is always strong in most everything.
Who'd they score 15 against?
Jordan.
Okay. Did they play on that artificial turf?
I don't know if it was home or away.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 goals. The girls, they've improved to 7 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie.
They had a big one.
They defeated Worthington and Loyola during the week. They scored 10 goals against Worthington.
Yep.
That must really be fun if you're a soccer player. You used to play in those 1-0, 2-1 games. And
I tell you, it's fun for the fans. You know, you used to 1-0, 2-0. Geez, what do you do?
Yep.
You're cheering all the time.
The Blue Jay girls will have Fairmont coming to town on Tuesday.
I want to mention one girl, a couple girls. We had that Taylor Hiller ended up in goal against Loyola when they won 4-1.
Yep.
Apparently the goalie got injured, and she shut him up. She only had 1 shot on goal. And then they had an 8th grader, Avery Dahlberg. Now the name sounds familiar, but I can't place her. But she had 2 goals. 8th grader, 2 goals. You got something to look forward to there.
Yeah, yep. The tennis team, Kyle Collins' crew, they lost to Lakeville North 6-1 early last week, and then they bounced back. They have the Big South crossover matches.
Yep.
The 2 first play each other, 2 seconds. Waseca was in the 3rd place match. They blanked Laverne 7-0 for 3rd place in the overall conference. And this doesn't even sound right, Teddy, but Tuesday they open section play in tennis.
Yeah, well, it's October.
Yeah, I know it, but it seems like Don always describes it. Football practice starts, and then you're getting ready for basketball.
Well, they've already started.
Just boom, boom, boom.
They've already started hockey about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I know it. I know
it's unbelievable.
Yep. And, of course, Teddy, let's see if you did your homework this week, because cross-country is all that's left, and there Kugath has nothing but white space under cross-country.
Well, I got a coach, so I don't have time to be looking up cross-country. Okay.
The Jays ran at Zumbrota.
Yeah.
Didn't hear a thing.
Nope.
And NRHEG, Waterville, Elysian, Morristown / JWP, I think they had the Panther invite early in the week, and there was a little blurb in the Mankato paper, but
well, I guess, for those who know Gary Meyer out there, okay, he's just been great about getting stats and everything. This year he's got some problems going on and some health issues with his wife and things like that, but at the same time, G-Man is the coach of the year around here for cross-country. Every year he's the coach of the year. But we'll give him, a little bit of slack on this.
Does a fabulous job.
Yeah, he really does.
That program.
And the way he's got these kids into chocolate milk, I don't know, he should get a contract somewhere with some dairy and get chocolate milk for free because he goes through it like crazy. But I swear that's what it is. The kids are bought into this program, and it'll just keep going every year.
Well, like we've always said, Teddy, I don't quite know how he does it, but he somehow makes running fun. It can't be fun.
No, it isn't. We've talked about that before. He can just waste. He'd be weird on us to be wasted.
We usually say that Waseca's Invitational is this week on Thursday.
Yeah.
If you want one chance to see Waseca in town, it's this week. But we can't say that this year because the Blue Jays host the conference meet this year.
Yep.
So that'll be another chance. But you can see NRHEG, W/JWP, and Waseca all at Lakeside on Thursday.
Yep.
That's a fun meet.
Yep.
So
we got anything on the JWP Grizzlies cross country?
No.
Okay. Tierney Winter was Athlete of the Week on Channel 12.
Last week, we mentioned that.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Morning.
I'll give her as much as we can.
And then finally on the local scene, Teddy, the freshman football team, 6-0, baby, defeated New Ulm, edged them out 52-0.
It was sad. No, really.
No, it wasn't. It was great for you, Teddy.
Whenever the kids, we always say, we don't win, we don't stop on the road, okay? And then at halftime, they already ask them what we're going to eat. You know, so you figure
that was motivating.
That was
Good
motivating,
speech.
yeah. It was the B squad. Let's see, they put up 42 against New Ulm. The varsity put up 56, and the freshmen put up 50. Maybe it's 52. Anyhow, I hate to be New Ulm in the next 3 years because we're loaded, and they're not loaded. It's going to be, you know, how do you get them up for that game?
So great seasons for the entire football program.
And the nice thing is we got Worthington for the B and C squad this week, and we don't have to go
Don't
there.
have to go
no,
there.
they're going to come here.
Blue Jay varsity 6-1, Blue Jay JV 5-1, Blue Jay freshmen 6-0.
Yep.
Pretty good fall.
Been a good season so far.
Yeah, excellent. Well, moving on to the big scene, Teddy.
What's the big scene?
You know, out of the local area.
Oh, okay.
MSU Mankato, Teddy.
Let's go with them first.
Down at halftime.
Yes,
10-7. For the fifth straight game, they have not allowed a point in the second half.
You know, they always say you make defensive adjustments at halftime. Well, they must make some darn good defensive
They
adjustments.
evidently really make them, don't they?
They do.
They end up beating Upper Iowa 38-10. They are 5-0 on the year.
Yep. And Hoffner is on TV quite a bit now. That guy's getting to be quite the
PR guy.
celebrity.
Huh?
Yeah, he's a good guy, yeah.
And how about those Golden Gusties? My goodness, I was going to say, well, they topped 50 again, but now they top 60. 63 against Carleton, their fifth straight win, and one of your favorite receivers.
Matt Boyce.
He set a career record for touchdowns.
30 touchdowns, baby, and still going. That's got to be a show to watch.
I got to get over and watch one of those games. It's got to be a fan's delight, doesn't it?
Well, yes.
Just up and down and up and down.
Well, like I said, I think their budget for light bulbs in the scoreboard are going to have to be, you know, they're changing those babies all the time.
So both of those teams are 5-0. The Gusties play St. Olaf next Saturday. Golden Gophers, is Jerry Kill still in the state, or?
I don't know. That's why I got the monkey on my back. Okay.
Now, of course, I have to attack you right away because
what else is new?
my comrade, you know, I'm a pretty positive
Yeah,
guy,
you
Teddy.
really are. You really are. Okay.
My comrade Don reported that last week when old Mitch led him on the game-winning drive, you were right in his face saying, see, he can do it. But how come no one mentions that interception he threw right to the Ohio U guy that hit him in the chest at the start of that drive? They wouldn't have been talking about that drive.
Well, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Things happen, right?
Things happen. Yeah. Crap happens.
Well, yesterday the Gophers get shut out against Northwestern. First time they've been shut out by Northwestern since 1959, Ted.
Jeez Louise.
27-0. The Gopher offense is in shambles. They even put in the 6'6" true freshman quarterback from Illinois.
Yep.
And he didn't fare much better.
Nope. But first off, you got to say, is Northwestern for real?
Well, I think they are.
They are now.
Yeah.
Well, they beat Stanford, and they beat Duke, and they're rated, 19th, and their defense is like 6th in the nation for scoring or whatever.
Very good defense.
Yep, they've already got 2 shutouts. That's more than they've had in probably 40 years. But, the Gophers' offense, it's a work in progress, and there's not a whole lot of work in progress right now.
Well, for anybody that thinks the Big Ten is an easy place to play, look at what happened yesterday. Iowa goes to Wisconsin, a place that nobody wins.
Nope.
That's like Green Bay losing at home. If Wisconsin loses home, the Badgers score 6 points.
Stave threw a couple of key interceptions.
And lose to Iowa.
Yep. And Iowa's what? Undefeated.
Yep.
Okay. Indiana
plays tooth and nail with Ohio State, the #1 team in the country, all the way.
Yep.
Purdue, who is supposed to be terrible, plays #2 in the country, Michigan State, to a field goal.
It comes back
within
on
a
them,
field goal. Illinois, who's supposed to be the other terrible team in the Big Ten, beats Nebraska.
Isn't that unbelievable?
What a conference, huh?
That's great.
Yeah.
We got something to talk about in the show.
For a fan, I bet as a coach it drives you nuts because you never have a breather.
Jeez.
So the Gophers...
you see UCLA last night?
UCLA went down. The
Gophers,
Notre Dame. The Gophers, who I think most people thought they would probably beat Northwestern, and next week Purdue.
Yep.
Now they have Purdue, who played right with Michigan State. So I don't know. It's going to be tough finding wins.
That's why I got the monkey on my back. I'm thinking the monkey's on Jerry Kill's back right now.
It is. Yeah.
It's getting to be bigger every week.
Isn't that something?
Kill the monkey.
Well, we got to talk about your twins, and once again, I have to go after you just a little
Oh,
bit.
I got the
do
text
this, but-
message, yeah, about Pelfrey. I didn't answer
Here's
it.
the man who's been behind Mike Pelfrey all the way.
Yep.
So they put Mike on the mound for the biggest game of the year, and he almost got through 2 innings, Dad. And then they flashed the stat. In the last 7 starts,
Yeah.
he hasn't averaged 5 innings.
So he had a bad second half of the season.
Get a monkey on it.
Yeah, he got a monkey in his back.
Let him go.
Yes, I
Get
agree.
rid of him.
But you said a long time ago they don't have the starting pitching.
They don't.
contended the end of the season. Well, they got within 1 game of the end of the season,
Well, I said,
still in the hunt.
yeah, it's tremendous.
It is.
The second to the last game of the year, and you're still playing.
Still
to
got a
get
shot.
in. It was so fun.
Yep.
I haven't enjoyed the Twins like this for 5 years.
And I'm going up the game today. Today's
Are
the
you?
last
The finale?
game. Yep. We
Okay.
got good tickets up there. I doubt there'll be too many people there now that they've been eliminated.
Yep.
But you'd see the true diehard fans that come through, and hey, we really appreciate the season you guys had. Paul Molitor, Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the real, I suppose, disappointing part to the Twins is that down the stretch, their best pitchers were Malone,
Yeah.
who got sent to the minors at one time, and
Duffy.
Duffy.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 gamers.
Yep. And well, Mauer came through batting wise there in the last week. He had some real clutch hits, so maybe he saved his best till last, but he didn't have a very good season. And Dozier, about the last month, have been kind of in a slump.
Well, Dozier, you look at his numbers and you'll think, what a great year. And then you look at his batting average and think, how can he hit that low?
Yeah. And
His
then,
average is terrible.
and then you see Sano, who strikes out quite a bit, but then you take a look at when he doesn't strike out, what his on-base percentage is unbelievable. And he's gotten really good at
Yeah.
taking a lot of walks.
Yep.
So there's a lot of experience for those young bucks out there in the outfield. It's going to be fun for next year.
Well, I tell you, when you have Buxton and Hicks and Rosario in the outfield,
Yeah, you got some
you
speed.
feel pretty secure.
Santana.
Yep.
Okay, he can fly. Who's another one they got coming back? Well, that Shane Robinson. He'd probably be looking for another team, I would guess. But I liked him out there in the outfield. He couldn't hit real well.
And I want to ask you a
Yes.
coaching psychology question, Teddy.
I'm really good at psych.
You're one of the coaches that I just know has all the answers always.
Okay,
I
give
can
me it.
ask you anything.
Hit me with it.
My thought is because they play so many games, 162 games, and 35 more in spring training, that
Yep.
it just becomes habit.
Well-
But why? Explain to me why, when Joe Mauer strikes out, or Joe Mauer hits into a double play, after he strikes out, he walks back to the dugout, always looking out at the pitcher.
Like,
He shows no emotion,
nope.
just looks at him. Just once, would you snap your bat in half, pound it into the ground, show me some emotion, please?
You're not going to do it.
None of them do.
Nope.
Don't they get upset anymore, or
Well,
is
who-
it because they play so much?
Somebody one time they struck out and they went to the dugout and threw their helmet and bounced off the pavement there. I'm trying to remember who that was. Poof. Poof shows emotion.
I like it.
Yeah. Now, that's just, I think it comes from Tom Kelly's demeanor. It's just one game at a time. Don't get too excited and don't get too low. Just want to stay at even keel. You're going to kind of carry over to Gardy, even though Gardy was really a fireball. And now Molitor is the same way. He's not going to be one to go out there and kick dirt on a home plate umpire and throw his bat and helmet and everything else. I think it's just the culture of the manager.
And as a pitcher, you come in and relieve,
Yeah.
and you give up 3 hits, and you walk off like, oh, well, tomorrow's another day.
You talking about Glenn Perkins?
And Cots yesterday
Yeah.
comes in, gives up 3 shots, and walks off like, oh, well.
Because you get your paycheck, that's why.
Oh, God.
I would never be able to coach pro players, really, because they know they got you by the,
Yeah.
the whatever.
They know that you're going to be gone before
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So
That's
what
what's
do I
gonna
care what
happen.
you say?
Minnesota Lynx.
Here we go, baby.
They start the WNBA Championship Series today at home against Indiana.
Fever?
This is a best of 5 now. Up till then, it's only 3.
only
so
3.
you got a little bit of leeway
But
now.
you see what happened in their second game? They won over Phoenix.
Yep.
And then the NBA, whatever, WNBA commissioner says they blew
Wasn't
the,
a
should never
call.
called it.
Yep.
And then the officials admitted they blew it. And I'm thinking, geez, if I were Phoenix, I'd be a little torqued about it. And they were. But that cost them the game. Basically.
I didn't watch that. I just read about it, and that was my first thought.
It was no
without
foul.
seeing it.
There's no foul.
Even if there, I mean, unless the player got mugged, you
don't
call
blow the
a
whistle.
foul with 1
You
second left.
Swallow that, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I feel, but at the same time, you know, they would have had the last game. Lynx would have been at home.
Right.
I mean, assuming that the Phoenix would have won in overtime
Yeah.
instead of do that.
Right.
So.
Yep.
But they had the Fever in 2012. They thought they're just going to walk right through, and the Fever upset them for the championship.
Should be ready
So
for them this
they
time.
got some, they're going for them.
And I know it's hard to believe, Teddy, but the Minnesota Wild have already started preseason games, and the season opener is this Thursday.
Well, same for MSU.
Yep.
Yep. For Mavericks, they got
And the Maverick women have been playing games for 2 weeks.
They've already won what? 2 games?
Yeah, 2 or 3. So they only won like 2 all of last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. They got that new coach.
Johnny Harrington.
That's him. The girls bought into a system.
And finally, Teddy,
Yes.
I suppose we better mention the Vikes in the pack.
They probably know.
The captain is a little upset because she has to make her first appearance to the boathouse today because both the Vikes and the Packs play at 3:25.
I know.
So the Vikes will be on.
Yep.
She has to go down to Dell at the boathouse, who has the NFL package and can get any game you want. She said they set her over in a corner by herself and let her watch the Packers. But Boog will be coming over from Janesville today,
there
Boog
you
and
go.
Connie, so she'll have a little company today.
I'd go with her, but I got to go to the Twins game.
Yeah,
But in the old days, when I first moved to Minnesota, they said, "Well, kiss goodbye the Packers games on TV because you're never going to see them again."
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, back then the Vikings never sold out,
Right.
so the backup game was always the Packers. So I sat and watched the Packers more than you guys watched the Vikings.
Yep, exactly.
It was funny.
Well, the Pack is still undefeated.
They kind of had a little scare the other night. It looked like they had that game well in hand, and all of a sudden it wasn't quite over with yet. So.
And they'll get Legs Kaepernick today.
Yep.
Not worried about his arm, but he could do some damage with
Always,
his legs.
he always hurts the Packers.
Yeah,
with his
they
running game.
they said he's probably wishing to play the Packers because he always does well against
The
them.
Packers defense just gets shredded by him, but we'll see if he can throw it all.
The Vikes are 2-1 now.
And going against the old man River there.
Got to go against Peyton the Greatest.
Yep. But his arm doesn't look real good.
No, he's not. But he's still so smart.
Well, they said that Kubiak's offensive style and Peyton's offensive style are direct opposites.
Yeah.
Well, last week they put him in the pistol because he didn't like being under center.
Saw that.
Yep. So we'll see.
And they were better.
Yeah, they were.
And somebody told me, and this is true, really the Denver offensive line is in shambles.
Oh, Lord.
And the Viking defensive line can be pretty good, so there should be some pressure there.
Yeah.
I would guess he'll be in the pistol again, and it'll all be two-step and get rid of it.
Yep.
Throws.
Yep. And then speaking of old geysers out there, old faithful, how about Chad Greenway's return for a touchdown?
Yeah.
Geez, you and I could have scored with a convoy like that. Holy cow, he had like 8 guys. And then the sidelines are running with them. They got a penalty because they ran over an official.
They said they were all giving him a hard time for slowing down. He said, "Geez, I saw all those blockers in front of me, nobody from the other team around me. Why was going to throw it in the full burn?"
That was fun to watch an old player like that get all that.
Yep.
You know, that's fun.
Anything else you have today, Teddy?
Well, let's see.
My tablet's bare.
Well, I know downtown Minneapolis is going to be hopping, but you got the Lynx in town, you got the marathon.
Marathon today.
Talking
yep.
about some people are going to try to disrupt that baby, and then they got what's going to be fun. You got the Twins final game.
Yep.
It's going to be a little bit tough getting up there and down 35W. We'll see what happens.
You'll do her.
Yep.
Just keep that
But
monkey
I
off
did
your
have
back.
a song this week.
Okay, good.
Fever.
Oh boy, yeah, thanks.
Okay, remember the song Fever? Who sang that song? Fever. It's a woman. Okay. You don't remember who it was?
No,
I don't
I'm not
either.
good
I just
with names.
anybody out there knows it? Just send your cards to Andy. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Send any criticism of the show, send to Andy.
Da 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 da. Fever. Okay. I just like that song. Okay.
That'll do her for this week's show.
You never did
Thanks to Ted Hammond, his Pope hat, and his monkey.
I got a fever.
Wait.
Thanks to Hudson and Steve Anderson for producing the show, and thanks to you for watching. Hopefully, we'll see you next week.